is Liz, and welcome back to this budgeting video. Today we will be setting up my March 1st bi-weekly budget. But before I get started, I would like to apologize for any noises you hear in the background. I do live over a commercial garage, and it sounds like someone is downstairs doing some stuff, as well as there's just like the washers going, and possibly my neighbor has a TV on. I am not sure. So before we set up my budget, I do like to close out my cash envelopes from my previous budget. And if you have been here for a couple of videos, then you would already know this. But for those of you who don't, from my last video, you would have known that I was doing a low spend grocery challenge, and I was taking my $50 groceries, splitting it in half, and seeing if I could go through the week with only spending $25. I did very well with that, even though I went over by 25 cents the first week. The second week I really didn't spend any money, but you will also see that that money isn't all in my cash envelopes for my closeout, and I will explain why when we get to my budget, to my new budget. But let's go ahead, take a look. I am also doing a no spend challenge for March. I have set a goal of 12 no spend days in March. I figure that should be doable since there are 31 days in the month. Before I get started, I do actually have some change to put in here. Normally I do this throughout the week, and my change doesn't get counted in my budget. It just goes in the jar. And it's almost full. I can almost take it to the bank. Just set that aside. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So we're going to say there was $0 left over in week 1 groceries, and in week 2 there was 25 left. I'm gonna say that was everything for all of my envelopes. So there was $25 left over. Now, this is not being carried over into my budget. We're going to set this aside in a specific envelope. I do have a trip that I have to take next month, and I'm going to need some spending money for it, so that is what this is going to go towards for the rest of this month, and then the first paycheck of April. So, and I'm just keeping a little tally of what I am putting in here. So it's 3, 4, and I'm putting in 25, so $25 is the total. Right, let's go ahead and put my $25 in there. All right, and go ahead and work on getting my budget set up. I am currently working on doing some new budgeting categories, so this is just kind of a temporary. It isn't going to be the exact end point, but I am going to work on those now. So as per normal, I don't calculate my tithe into my budget. That comes before my budget. But today's income is going to be $600. And from that $600, I won bills. So 600 minus 215 is 385. So from that 385, my cash envelopes are normal. Groceries each gets 50. House, Thrift, and Fun each get 20, and then Oops gets 25, which is a total of 185. So minus 185, that leaves me $200 for my sinking funds. Okay, let us move on. So now my bills, this may be changing a little bit here. I haven't said anything the last few videos. I have known about it for about a month, but I was notified that an evaluation was done on all the incomes. An evaluation was done for all of the salaries of everyone in my department where I work at my company, and the determination from that is that I am getting a raise. It's not a significant raise, it's just it's pretty good. It'll be a few bucks more in my paycheck every pay period, and that went into effect at the end of February, so it isn't in this budget. It'll be in my next budget. But I did do some overtime on this last pay period, so that is reflected in my income here. All right, so going on to my sinking funds, you will notice that there is the Crowns is back on here, and that I have also added in a new category, which is car. And that is because I now have a car that is in my name, and I have it under my insurance. I had to register it and everything. So what ended up happening, as it seems to be a reoccurrence in my budget, especially the last 6 months, that I have pulled everything out of pretty much all of my envelopes. And then I also had to pull half of my Crowns out to pay for insurance and registration. When I did get my car registered, I paid for permanent plates, so that's why it was a bit higher than what it normally would be. So I never have to worry about having to get tags again. It'll just continue on as is forever and ever until my new vehicle dies. And it's not a new vehicle, it's a new to me. If you've ever been a follower of Dave Ramsey, and he talks about his on that type of car that you get when you're trying to get out of debt, that's this type of car. It's got some issues, it's got some quirks that will eventually need to be fixed, but at the moment it's going to get me by, and it's actually a really good vehicle for what it is. And huge bonus, it's going to cost a lot less to fuel it up every month. So this may be adjusted a little bit, but with the way that gas prices are right now, I'm leaving everything as is, just because I don't expect my gas bill, my fuel bill, I don't expect my fuel bill to be any lower than it is with the pickup for quite some time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. I did pay upfront for my first 6 months of insurance, but I will have to save up for the next 6 months. So this is also going to upset my savings challenges. I have to rework all of those. I haven't quite gotten it all written down, but I have till September to get $220 paid up. Insurance is also fairly cheap on this car. So all right, let's go ahead and calculate up my sinking funds and see where it is all going. So because I do have to have my Crown, my first Crown taken care of in May or June, I can't remember which one we're doing. I'm pretty sure it'll be in June. But I am going to put $100 into this so that we can get it refunded back up to the $600. The car, Insurance is going to get $20. And this I am going to be, it's got an asterisk, it's got an asterisk right next to it, and that is because not only am I going to be stuffing for insurance, I also need to be stuffing for maintenance and any work that needs to be done on this car in the future. So that I'm not going to make separate envelopes for them. I'm just going to put them together in one envelope, and I might have dividers or something. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. But that's what's going on with the asterisk. So crowns, car, memberships, I'm going to give $10, and this is one of the categories that I completely emptied. Summer utilities is getting 30, and it also got completely emptied, so we're gonna have to start back over from ground zero. Medical, we're gonna give 20, and emergency fund is getting 20 as well. Let's see and make sure that that is going to come out to $200. So there's 20 plus 20 plus 20, 30, 10, I did something wrong there. 20 plus 100 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 10. So it's 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 10 plus 20 plus 100 equals 200. So that 200, so it leaves a remaining 0, which is the total of my first March biweekly budget. That is everything. I am going to end this video right here, and I will set up and do my cash stuffing in another video so they're not super long. But that is it with March's first biweekly budget. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for helping me stay accountable, even when I feel like I'm continuously undoing everything that I do to pay for stuff. I feel almost like, well, something's not right. Something isn't working right with my budget. But really, is it? I think that if things would calm down and I'd stop having to pull stuff out for like insurance on a new car that I really hadn't planned on having to pay for at this stage, but the opportunity came up, so why wouldn't I do this? I think if things like that would calm down and stop interrupting my savings on my sinking funds, I'd get a lot further than I am. And I am hoping that's the case. Again, I am getting a little bit of a pay raise. Maybe that will help adjust things a little bit more. I'm just not sure. I think I need to take the next couple of months and evaluate, is my budget sustainable, or am I needing to adjust something even more drastically to make it work out to where I'm not always pulling from my envelopes. Anyway, that is everything I have to say for this video. Come back for the next one with my cash stuffing, and thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.